Follow me on this journey of how the tariff revenue that Trump has made through these trade wars may have to be refunded, and the United States will have lost the trade war altogether. We're going to go through this story and talk about exactly what's happening. But before we do, my name is Rick. I hope we turn daily news into daily profits. Share this video so that people can understand what's at stake with this tariff revenue. As a lot of you know, an appeals court struck down Trump's tariffs, calling them unconstitutional and that they needed to be halted. And Trump has since then pushed back, saying if we halt these tariffs, there's going to be a Great Depression. But now there's even more at stake that I don't think a lot of people thought about. And that is, what happens to the tariff revenue that we've generated already if they've been illegal the entire time? Well, according to a report that came out today, if Trump loses this tariff lawsuit, America is going to have to refund back $200 billion to businesses. Now, on the surface, this may seem like a win for businesses, but there's another side of the coin that we have to look at. And that's our U.S. national debt that continues to rise year over year. So if we're already in debt by trillions of dollars, how are we going to scrape together $200 billion to pay back the revenue that we've already taken in? Well, this is where it gets interesting, because even though it may seem like a win on the surface, there's a flip side of the coin that we have to talk about. And that is that the tariff revenue is held in a general fund, which means the government has borrowed less money than it otherwise would have. Reversing the tariffs would necessitate more borrowing to pay its bills. So basically, because the tariff revenue is coming in, the United States didn't need to borrow as much money, therefore reducing the debt just by a little bit. But if we have to pay that money back, we're going to have to take out more debt. And we can see that that could mean selling more treasury bonds, which could push yields higher and borrowing costs across the economy higher. So that means that the interest rates that we've been waiting to come down may have to remain steady for a little while longer while we offset this new debt. And how exactly did the bond market respond? Well, Treasury yields jump on the prospect of the U.S. having to refund tariff money. So that means that Wall Street's already anticipating, hey, if refunds have to be issued for this tariff revenue, that means that we're going to gain more interest from the bonds that we buy now, because the United States is going to have to take on more debt to pay back this revenue. So the same tariffs that were put in place in order to generate revenue for the United States may be the same tariffs that end up putting the national deficit even higher for the United States. So is the United States going to have to pay back the tariff revenue that it's brought in since Trump got elected? I guess time will tell.